Well, when children have a close relationship with their grandparents, it can be magic, but also tough when they don't live near each other. Here with some tips on how to bridge that gap is the creator of the Leapfrog Leap Pad, one of the world's most popular children's educational products, and now the Canoe Magic Wand, which is another interactive educational toy for kids that you can use with books and magazines. Jim Margraf, welcome.
Thank you, Cindy. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Now, what are some of the important benefits of grandparents and grandkids staying in close contact?
Thanks. Well, 5 years ago, Harvard released a study of 80 years that looked at happiness and health in life. And there is one categorically definitive outcome. What makes people happy in life is relationships. There's a quote: when the study began in the 1930s, there was very little care about empathy or attachment. And now healthy aging is about relationships, relationships, relationships. It's family, friends, and community.
And I know, we also saw some research about how that close relationship can also cut down on some of the challenges, the educational challenges, depression, anxiety that children face if they have a close relationship with their grandparents.
Yeah, that's exactly the key is the connection with a loved one that understands you. And what we did with Canoe with this idea is we said, let's create video chat, if you will. And how do you connect a child? And we have what we call the Johnny problem, which is grandpa gets on a video call or a phone call with Johnny, who's 4. Says, "Hey, Johnny, how are you?" "Good." "What are you up to?" "Nothing." And Johnny runs off because Johnny has no reason to stay connected. And Grampy tries to ask things, and Mom chases after Johnny with her smartphone, and the whole thing falls apart, or with Grandma or others. And the magic is finding a way to bond a grandparent and a grandchild so that grandchild is begging and anticipating with fervor that opportunity to be on a call with a grandparent. And that's what we've done. And if I could tell you, the way we've done that is we've taken a video chat and not just put games in, which is okay, but if you put just a game in a video chat on both ends and they play checkers or tic-tac-toe, it's kind of, the video's gratuitous, and what the grandparent sees is this. They don't see the child, they don't bond. So we said is, first of all, let's create bespoke games that support real bonding and play. Next, let's put drop a character into the video chat. So the character now can support play with the child and teach the grandparent what to do, and then tell them things and make suggestions of what to say at certain times. So what happens is breakthroughs occur. Granddad that might not have laughed or know how to giggle with a grandchild will be involved in a space rocket ride to the moon, and they'll take off, and they'll be laughing and making faces. And grandparents tell us this. A grandma told us that she saw her husband laugh and giggle with their grandchild remotely and hadn't seen that for years.
Well, also, you have some tips on other ways to keep in touch, starting with keeping them in the picture.
It's all about regular connection, because over time, even a few months, and any grandparents listening, you know what it's like, because when you're away for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 6, and then you see that grandchild, they don't know you. They're 6 months older at that point in 3, 4, 5, 6 in life. And this is about young kids. They haven't grown with you. So the key is creating rituals that resonate, is what we like to say. And what we'll do is we'll identify things kids like to do that grandparents can connect with. So for instance, decorating a cake together. You'll literally drag items onto the cake at the same time in our app. And this is an iOS app that you play on your tablet or your iPad or your iPhone. Or you'll be able to play charades together, or build a puzzle, a jigsaw puzzle together, make cake together. So it's about doing those things, and while you're doing them, once a young child plays and they speak to a grandparent, when that occurs, the grandparent then opens up and the child opens up when they're playing. And as I said, we'll offer comments on prompts. So if they're baking cookies together, we'll suggest the grandparents say, "Do you know, I had a favorite cookie when I was a little girl?" And then the grandchild will say, "What was that?" So it's about private conversations that we offer with little prompts on the screen for the grandparent. It's so easy to use.
Such an important connection. Jim McGrath, thank you so much for the tips and for joining me this morning.
Thanks, Cindy.